Good morning, everybody. We are arriving to our third session, A3 session. After learning the basics about the Web of Science, searching per keyword, this is what we've done on Monday. Yesterday, we've learned how to create our accounts so we are able to save things, save searches, and also lists of documents. Today we're going a bit further. We haven't seen yet how can I find the full text, the PDF. So this is what we're going to learn first this morning. And let's have a look at the program. That's the first part. We have two options to find the full text. And on the second part of the training, we're going to talk about EndNote Online. This tool is free and allows you to collect bibliographic references, save them, create your own library, share part of this library, and then insert references very easily in a document. So that's the program for the next 60 minutes. Let's start with finding full texts, and we're going to look at the options that we have within the Web of Science, because within the Web of Science you have access to full text through the open access. So let's have a look here at what is open access, when did it started in the Web of Science. Open access is an international movement that is changing completely the way of publishing. In the past, an author could send his manuscript was selected, published by a journal, and then to read this paper, the readers had to pay. And now it's changing. We have more and more journals that are open access journals. In this case, what happens very often, the author is asked to pay to publish. Usually it's his institution that is paying. And then it's free for the readers. It's completely different. And we have access to those PDFs free to read in the Web of Science because we are collaborating with a company that was called initially Impact Story. Now the name is Our Research. And this organization, non-profit organization, has its own webpage and its own tool called Paywall, where it collects almost all the papers, all the open access papers that are proceeding from different editorial pages and different repositories, because that is the solution. Also, the editorials, some of them are open access, so they open the access to those PDFs. You can download them for free. And the second option is that a lot of institutions have created their own repository, and the authors post in those repositories the final texts and sometimes the published text. So because there are thousands and thousands of web pages where you will be able to find PDFs in open access, it's impossible to find, to look in all those places. And thanks to Paywall, managed by Our Research, we have everything in one page. Everything that is legal copies of those PDFs. We take care of the rights, the copyrights, the editorials, and the authors. Thanks to this collaboration with the Web of Science, between Unpaywall and the Web of Science, we have a big portion of the documents that are indexed in the Web of Science available through open access, and we have classified them into 5 versions of open access. On the left side, those are coming from publishers. The most renowned one is the DOAJ, Gold DOAJ. Those are articles coming from the directory of open access journals. So those ones, absolutely no misunderstanding, 100% open access. But we also have hybrid journals with some of their content that is in open access with a Creative Commons license. In this case, they are classified as other gold. And we have also journals who are sometimes doing some promotion of open access or journals that have a policy that might be for the 2 first years after publication, that's going to be a subscription. And after 2 years, the embargo is over, and afterwards it becomes open access. So each journal has its own policy, and we see here how they are going to be classified depending on the content. And on the right side, those are coming from repositories, especially in Spain. I guess all institutions now have their own repository where they recommend the authors to post um, their final paper. We have two versions in this case: green accepted, which means that the paper has been accepted by the journal, it has gone through peer review, and green published, it has been published. Everything that hasn't been through peer review will not be in the Web of Science. We believe that it's risky, a lot of things might happen. Like peer reviewed, it's kind of some guarantee on the quality of this paper. It has been accepted by the journal. We know it's going to be published. And we are not looking either to PDFs from those places, because in those places there are absolutely everything. We only take as a source for open access everything that is coming from a paywall, so content that is fulfilling the copyrights. You see here the number of journals that is representing right now, and the percentage of publications in the Web of Science. Almost a quarter of the content now is free of access. Now it is possible that one paper is available in different places. It could be perfectly in the page of an editorial in open access, and also at the same time in a repository. It happens often. When it happens, the preferred version that we're going to show in the Web of Science is always, it's the order you see here from and the less preferred to the most preferred. It's the DOHA, the most preferred. So you see here the order. We always prefer everything that is coming from the editorial when we have several options. So always the preferred is coming from the editorial. And now we're going to do some exercise. We're going to see this in the Web of Science. So let's go to the Web of Science. So along those last 2 days, we've created a basic search. We've been improving this search yesterday with some truncations that we have introduced. It's the search that we've done yesterday. I am in a page of results, and we're going to see what do we see in this page of results. We see some boxes here, text from publisher, but none of those boxes for those papers have the symbol, the padlock. That is the symbol of the open access. So apparently for those papers, they are not available in open access. What I'm going to do, because open access hasn't always existed, let me refine with the recent years. Let me take those ones, by the way, the ones that I have here. I'm not going further. Yes, I have to. I'm going to see those years. I'm going to refine so I can compare here. First thing, okay. So now I'm sure with those years that there were already open access. And I am seeing that among the 76,000 papers results that I'm having here, I have 17,000 that are in open access. Let's say more or less a quarter of them. And oh yeah, let's see, we have one here with the padlock appearing, which means that if I'm going to click, I am arriving to the PDF. And I'm seeing where this PDF is. It looks like it's the editorial, the publisher. So you see, in one click, I am arriving to the PDF. It's as simple as that. I have one here, and probably I will find more. Let's refine per open access. So we're going to see more now. 17,000 results in open access. Okay. Free full text from publisher, that's the same here. Let's have a look at the bottom. Oh, something different. Free published article from repository. Let's click on that one. Here we are. And it's the repository of the MIT in Massachusetts. We've seen in one click, we have here access to the PDF. It's as simple as that. So we've seen two examples, publisher, repository, and probably in the list at some point we're going to see one with two different options. So that's the first filter that I wanted to show you here, but there is another filter that is more often used by librarians. It's at the bottom of the page. Let's have a look. At the bottom of the page on the left side, this is where I have all the filters. There is one that is called open access that was a bit hidden here. If I click, I am going to see how this number is splitted among those 5 versions. And probably if I'm doing the sum of all those numbers, I'm going to have something that is larger than 70,000. Because some of them are available in different versions. That's perfectly normal, but in the end, when there is a publisher version, gold, other gold, and so forth, this is the first one that we're going to show here. So this filter is here. I'm not going to use it today. I just wanted to show it. It's at the bottom on the left. Now, let me open, for example, this record. Okay, let me see. Once I open the record, the options are also here at the top. Free full text from publisher. And if there are other options, it looks like there is another option here. Let's see. Could be a repository. No, not working. Let's try another one. Let's see if we find one with 2 options. The second option is going to be below the second button. Well, this one, it looks like it's not working, so let me try. Let me go find, oh, here we are. We have another example here. We put here free full text from publisher. This is our preferred option, but here we see that there is another one, free accepted article from repository. Let's click on that one. And we are going to land in the repository of a Canadian university. And I should be able to have a link to the PDF. Let me see. DocX. Okay. This is the document, so it's not a PDF in this case. That's a page I hadn't seen before. Okay. So in the end, you have to remember, you see already some of the links in the results list, but once you are in the proper record, you have all the options at the top. This one is a Google Scholar options. In case there is absolutely anything, you can try also to go to the Google Scholar. Those are here at the top. And because we are now in a document, there is one more thing that I wanted to show. That's going to be the next option. This is this button. Let me refresh the page so you see what's happening when I land on a page. This is working for me, and in the end it's telling me if it found the PDF or not. In this case it didn't found it, but we're going to have a look. What is this? This is EndNote Click, another tool. Let's have a look at the theory first. So we've done this, we're going next, we've done this also. Now we're going to talk about this tool, EndNote Click. What is this? What is EndNote Click? By the way, perhaps some of you already know EndNote Click because a month ago EndNote Click was called Kopernio. It's just changed the name. It's the same, exactly same functionalities, but the name has changed. It was Kopernio, now it's EndNote Click. This tool is completely free for anybody in the world. It's not related to any subscription. This is an extension of a browser. You can install it in 4 different browsers nowadays: Chrome, Firefox, Opera, and Edge. The installation and the use are free for EndNote Click, and this tool is working for you wherever you're going. When it's a page related to scientific publications, research, you will see from the moment EndNote Click detects a DOI, it's going to start searching. And in the end, after a few seconds, EndNote Click says, I have found the PDF, just click here, or I'm sorry, I haven't found the PDF. EndNote Click works not only in the Web of Science, but it works in more than 20,000 websites, 20,000 pages. So this is why I'm saying that EndNote Click is going to follow you when you're going to navigate to different pages. When EndNote Click finds different types of PDFs, like the Web of Science, for example, a publisher version, or a repository option, EndNote Click is also going to prefer what is coming from the publisher. And if it's something that you have not open access but the subscriptions of your library, this is also the preference that his EndNote Click is going to choose, because another advantage of EndNote Click is that it searches open access, but it can also search full text that you have access to through the subscriptions of your university, of your library. So a lot of advantages. That's free. I can install it in my browsers. That works in the Web of Science and 20,000 other websites. It looks for the open access, and it also looks for subscription PDFs that I have access to my subscription, my university subscription. This is how it works once I have installed it. When I am on a page and EndNote Click detects a DOI, that's Digital Object Identifier, that's universal identifier of something in the internet. When it finds it, it starts searching in all the pages, legal pages, repositories, and publisher websites mainly. It lasts a few seconds only, and after a few seconds, if I am lucky, I'm going to see that button in the page, and I only have to click once to get access to the PDF. Sometimes I arrive on a publisher page, not directly to the PDF, and on that publisher page, what I'm seeing is that I can download the PDF for free. In this case, it's 2 steps, but more and more often, it provides you directly, it opens directly the PDF. So we've seen how it works. We have this button always at the bottom left of your screen, and it is telling you what type of PDF it has found, where it has found it. In this case, publisher version. Let's have a look now. Let's use it in the Web of Science. I am going back to my search results, and I'm going to open the most cited paper. It's working, and wow, it's telling me it has found the 3 versions. Yes, I know why, because I have already downloaded it in my locker. What is my locker? It's my personal area for EndNote Click. So let's click here. It's telling me you've already downloaded it in your locker. Here I am. Now I am in my EndNote Click locker. Automatically when I'm clicking, because I have in my preferences decided that I'm going to save everything I open, it's also saved in my locker. That's my personal area, and I have here the PDF open, and I have PDF tools here on the left and also on the top to be able to read it easily. And on the right side, I have other options that allow me to download it in local if I want to, share that PDF also with someone else. I'm going to take care with whom I'm sharing this PDF. That person will receive a link to that PDF in my personal locker. And this person or these person, because I can put here more than one email, don't need to have EndNote Click installed to open it. That's completely independent. So I'm taking care with whom I'm sharing this PDF. Am I complying with the policy of sharing full texts sometimes in subscriptions? So I can send it to different colleagues. Look at this new paper that I have found today. Look at the notes that I have put in different sections and so forth. So you have the option here to share and also to export. We're going to see that later on this same session. So this is how it works. Very, very simple. I click once and I arrive to my locker. Because I have done this several times in my locker here, I have access. You're going to see everything that I have saved so far. It can be organized in different ways. It can be tagged. I haven't tagged any of them. You see they are organized per most recent. In my locker here, I have a few ones. And I can search my locker. For example, I have done things related to climate changes. Okay, it's finding one of them. A paper that I had downloaded when I was searching for climate changes. Okay, so that is my locker where I have all the PDFs saved, and I can click my locker, clean my locker anytime. You see here I have the cross because I have a limited space in my locker. So let's have a look now at the installation. You see here EndNote Click. This is the extension that I have installed on my browser. Today I'm using Firefox. Okay, so it's installed in Firefox. Let's have a look. How can I install EndNote Click? It's there, so I cannot do it because I've already done it. If you have a doubt, I am always navigating thanks to the black bar at the top of the Web of Science. It's still called Kopernio there. It's changing. We are in the process of changing the names everywhere. The old web page is still kopernio.com. So Kopernio and EndNote Click is the same. Once I go to this page, I'm going to see here, it's going to offer to install it. Here it's the Firefox, but Google Chrome, it's going to be the same. And after installing it, I have also to create my account. It's asking for some information, my name, last name, and I have the option, which I recommend, to write here my institution. By writing here my institution, if my institution has configured their EndNote Click account, I will be able, as a user, as a person of this institution, to find with EndNote Click not only open access documents, but also documents that are within the subscriptions of my library. So I recommend configuring it from the user side, and I'm having those conversations also with librarians where I'm explaining what they have to do to configure their institution accounts so that their users can take full advantage of EndNote Click. Once everything is installed, you are going to see this icon on the top right of your browser. It means that it is installed. You can even install it in different browsers if you want, using the same account. You just install and then you do the login with the account that you have created once. Let's have a look now at the configuration. I'm going to do that through my account. I'm going to show it here. If I click on this icon, here I am in my locker. Now we are going to have a look at the settings. Okay. So here is my account. You see here, you can change the email, the password whenever you want. I have chosen here to store also my library credentials, which means that when I am outside of my institution for a few weeks, it remembers my institution and I don't have to type constantly my login. Let's have a look here at the space that I have in my locker. It's not infinite space. There is a limitation. When I'm creating for the first time an account, I have only 100 megabytes for in terms of space. That is, I think it could represent around 50 PDFs. It depends on the size of the documents. But this is the limit that we have at the beginning when we create our first account, Kopernio and EndNote. Now there is the option for free to get a premium account. Let's have a look at what is a premium account. A higher storage, 2 gigabytes, integration with Dropbox. What do I have to do to get this premium account for free? There is no way, you cannot buy it. It's always for free. But there is a small thing. You have to invite someone to create an account and EndNote account. That person will get the basic. And once that person installs it with the link that you're going to send, you get access to the premium. Where is this link? Let's go back. This link is here. You have to copy this link, send this link to someone. When that someone uses this link to install Kopernio, you get upgraded to premium. And this person remains with basic and will have to do the same thing to get the premium. This is how it works. The EndNote team has decided that it's going to be always free, but of course we want to extend the usage of EndNote to many more users, and this is how they have decided to do it. Customization, here we have the option to integration. So integration, that might be a confusing term. What does it mean? It means that here I have decided to have Web of Science. I can do from this bar a search in Web of Science. You see here, Web of Science topic keyword. I can search here and it will bring me to the Web of Science because I have a subscription. You can choose and change to PubMed or Google in this case. You're going to type your search here, and it's going to bring you to a page with the results in Google Scholar or in PubMed. This is what it means. I can also integrate with my preferred reference manager tool. I have chosen EndNote. This is the one that I'm going to explain today, but there are other options and more things that I let you discover. More things that I have here. I have the access to a frequent asked questions, FAQ, a really nice one, a really complete one. So first thing, if I have a doubt, I go to the FAQ. The latest post is Kopernio is now EndNote Click. If I have some doubt about it, it explains everything here in this page, but I can summarize. It's the same thing as Kopernio. It's only the name that has changed, nothing else than the name. And feedback also, you have access here directly to the EndNote Click team, and you can post ideas, problems, questions. And for the ideas, we see here that a lot of people have voted for Safari. They want EndNote Click in Safari. It has accumulated more than 100 votes, we see here, and finally it is planned they are going to do it. And some of them, they are considering it, and this one has been completed, and this one, they decide that they are not going to do it. Okay, so this is what we have in the FAQ. And that is more or less what I wanted to say for Kopernio. Now we are going to EndNote Online. I am leaving in my presentation different links to pages for more training, for safety, data principles, and so on. So those are the different pages. Some of them we've already seen them. In the FAQ, there is also the option to open a ticket if I really want to reply on that case, whether it's an issue or a question. In summary, for the full text, you have all the options here at the top of the record. We've seen them all. The open access version, the other versions here, the Google Scholar is here. The one that we haven't seen is this button. Perhaps, depending on your university, you might see here a picture different from that one. That one is when it's not working. A logo of your university, which means that through this button, you have access to your library subscriptions, okay? So in this case, it's university per university. Some might see something different, and the other ones, like me, won't see any subscription. And we have, at the bottom left, the EndNote Click working for us. Now let's go to EndNote Online. EndNote Online is different from EndNote Click. The name is almost the same, but it's doing a very different thing. It's not a PDF searcher. EndNote, and not EndNote Click, is a reference manager. It's a tool, and in the online case, it's a tool that is also free for everybody. You can have an EndNote online account, whoever you are in the world. It's not related to any subscription. That tool allows me to build my own library. Let's have a look at this tool. By the way, what is important to note is that when I have created my Web of Science account, that Web of Science account is a shared account for almost all the tools of Clarivate, of our company, okay, Clarivate, which means that I'm going to use exactly that same account for EndNote Online, for Master Journalist, for Publance, okay, that's a shared account. So if I have created yesterday, for example, my new account, I don't have to create a new one for EndNote Online. I'm going to the login page and I'm signing in with those same credentials. The reverse is true. There are some peoples in the world who, before entering into the Web of Science, already had an account in EndNote Online. In that case, I'm going to do exactly the same. I am going to use my credentials of the online account to enter in the Web of Science. This is how it works. How do I find EndNote? You have two options. If you don't remember the page, if you don't have it bookmarked, it's myendnoteweb.com. From within the Web of Science, you have here you have all the tools here on the black bar, and among them you have EndNote. This one is the link to EndNote Online, to the free version. And there is another EndNote version that is called Desktop. This one is not free, it's for subscriptions, but I know that some universities have these subscriptions for all their users. What is important is that you are aware that once you have a desktop installed, the two of them can be synchronized, okay? Which means I'm working with my desktop today. Everything that I put on my desktop is going to my online because it can be synchronized. And the reverse is true. If I already had an online account and suddenly I am in a university with a desktop available, I can synchronize both and migrate all the contents that I had on my EndNote Click account to my EndNote desktop. We're going to have a look here at what is possible with my EndNote account. Collect information, organize documents, share, collaborate, and customize my Word document. So we're going to see those 4 sections. How do I import references and create my library? Let's do it from the Web of Science. I am going back to the Web of Science. It's over there. And I am going back to a list of results. And I see here a list of results. I am seeing here, one of them has an icon here, EndNote icon. It's telling me that record, that document is already in your library. No need to export it again. That's going to be a duplicate. So I'm not taking this one. I'm taking the other ones. I'm choosing the ones that are most cited. I have chosen, I guess, 5 now. I have selected them manually, or I could select the whole page and unclick this one. No, so I'm going to deselect the page because otherwise I'm going to duplicate. Well, by the way, let me duplicate. Then I will have some duplicates to erase. So I'm doing it on purpose in this case. Selecting the whole page, export. Among the exportations, I have different options. Today we're going to use this one, EndNote Online. Okay, all the records on the page, yes, because those are the ones that I have selected. If I don't select anything, then it will ask me what do you want exactly, and I can export up to 500 records. That's the limit. I can export different types of information. What I recommend is the full record. So I have more information. Export. Here we go. And yes, the page is automatically updated. What do I see now? All of them have this icon. They are now in my EndNote Online account. I can access here, but I had opened it, so it's there. The thing is that because it was opened, I don't need to have it open. It's just to save a bit of time for the training. I have to refresh it, refresh my page, and I have those 10 records now in the unfiled folder. And what I recommend is after I have imported those references and into my library, to organize them. Let me select them all. and organize them in one of the groups that I have here. Let me put them in solar energy. Solar energy, or I could create a new group with another name. It's as simple as that. Solar energy, I'm going to add those ones. Ooh, what happened? Let me refresh this page. Oh, I know what I have done. I wasn't in my unfile, I was in my all references. That's my mistake. I wasn't in my references instead of my unfile. Anyway, I will correct that afterwards. Don't do the same mistake. Go to the unfile ones. Okay, so you see I have here groups. So what I recommend after you have imported some references is to organize them in a group. I can create groups more. Otherwise, when you're going to import the next time, you'll have everything mixed in this folder, okay? And we don't want to mix everything. I recommend organizing in groups. So let's organize in group after you have done each of your importations. Now it's possible to import from other pages. The thing is that depending on the page where you are, it's going to be different, okay? Depending on your operating system, Windows, Macintosh, depending on the browser you're going to use, depending on the web page, publisher, and so forth, the exporting option is going to be different. And there are lots of exporting options. So you have to look at something that looks like citation exportation, something like this, and then try to export in the right format. Sometimes it's written export to EndNote, and that helps a lot. And then sometimes you have then to, it's not a automatic importation. You have to go then to collect import references and choose it the right format. I am leaving here this, it's like a guidance that is provides depending on the formats, okay? Sometimes I'm not sure what is the good format, and here I have some guidance. The collect import references is here. If it's not automatic, you are going to have the file saved on your local computer. You're going to browse and select among the different formats and import. Okay, so there is no universal answer. There are a lot of answers, and for each occasion we have to find the right one. There is also a nice tool that allows us to save a lot of time. I like it a lot. Let me see. Let me show you here. It's called Capture Reference. I'm telling you how to install this. You see here I have it installed. It's an EndNote tool that I have installed here that allows me, once I have it, it's like a bookmark that I have here. When I click, I am in a page here, a Nature paper that was published yesterday. And I can capture these references by clicking on this button, EndNote Capture. Okay, and it's capturing the information. That's a journal article with the first author, with the title, year, journal, Nature. It's capturing already some information, not everything, but some information. And I have the option to save to my EndNote web. This is my desktop. Today I'm using my online save to. Here we go. The reference was captured into the unfile successfully. Let me go back to EndNote, my references, and it's here. I have a new one here. Now I'm clicking. That is my reference. Okay, I open my reference. It allows me to save some time, and I can edit any of those fields. Okay, you click on the field, you can even change the title, you can change the name of the author if you want to, if there is some problem, and you have many more fields here. Okay, so you can edit all your references, but by capturing it allows to save some time going back to the list. Okay, so that's a nice option. How do I get the capture installed? It's here in downloads, capture reference, and what you have to do is a drag and drop. I have already done it, so I'm not going to repeat. It's as simple as that. Capture reference. Because we are here, I'm taking advantage. I also recommend installing Cite While You Write. We're going to use it just afterwards for a Word document. If I have absolutely no option for importation, no capture reference, in this case, I will have to create a new reference. This is here, collect new reference. I have a template, a blank template. And before I start typing in this template, I am going to say what reference type it is because the template is going to be different. Usually it's a journal article, usually, but that depends. Could be a book, could be anything. But before you type, please select the reference type because it's going to be different, the template in this case. And then you create your reference and you save it. Not going to do it today, going back to my library. Now let's have a look at the full texts, the PDFs, because sometimes you want to have both. You want to have the reference and also a PDF. How do I import a PDF? Let me open, let's go back to this one. There's 3D printing. We see that among those six references, there is one with a PDF attached. That's the blue clip that I have here. Let me open this one, this reference. And that's the PDF here that I can open. Yeah, open in Firefox. Okay, and that's not exactly the one. I've put any PDF. It's not the one that is related to the publication. I have done it in exercise. But how do I attach a PDF? It's as simple as clicking on the clip here. And I can attach more documents. And by the way, I am saying PDF, but it could be anything, okay? It could be even a video. I can attach, I guess, up to 45, I guess, documents to a reference. Up to 5 at once, you see here. So I would go to browse, I would go to my desktop, choose one document, upload, and that's it. I have another one here. I have 2 now, PDFs. So that's a bit manual, and there is a limit for the online version. Let's have a look at the limits. We've done this. Attach PDFs. We've done this also. The limit is, in terms of references, it's 50,000 references for EndNote Online, and in terms of space for files, whatever is the type of the file, it's 2 gigabytes. Okay, it's not number of files, it's a bucket of 2 gigabytes. And I will have more or less files depending on the size of those files. In terms of PDF, there is another option that I like a lot from the EndNote Click. Where is my Kopernio? It's here. I can, let me open this one, for example. From EndNote Click, I can import a reference and a PDF at the same time. It's not first the reference, then the PDF. I can do both at the same time thanks to this option. I have to first configure it, push to EndNote account saying what is my email that I'm using for EndNote Online. And once it's configured, it's going to be synchronized. You see here, I already see my folders, and I can say, put this here. What is this? Solar cells? Yeah, put it in solar energy, please. Push to EndNote account, and I should have it. EndNote click, EndNote Online. I am going to refresh this page, and I have 77 now. I have one more. Okay. Um, I think in my slides I am saying how to install. Go back. Yeah. So first you have to identify yourself to connect the two platforms, and afterwards you're going to see exactly the same as me. It's going to be activated, and you're going to see the drop-down menu with your folders, and you're going to be able to import both the reference and the PDF at the same time. In terms of organization, so we've seen the groups. It's possible to have more groups. How do I create groups? How do I manage my groups? It's super simple. Let's go here to organize. Organize, manage my groups. Okay, I can create a new group here. I can delete some groups that I have created, and I can share group. Let's say that I'm working with a group of authors. I'm writing a paper around 3D printing. And what about sharing our bibliographic references? I am clicking on this button, start sharing this group. I can write a list of emails here, and I am deciding what kind of access I'm going to provide them to this group, read only or read and write. If I provide read and write, those people will be able, for example, to attach a PDF to these references, to add keywords, to add research notes, some of the things that we are editing. If it's read only, they cannot do anything, only have a look at them. Okay, so it's as simple here. So I can share a group per group here. No, I have to go back. This is where I'm going to manage my groups. Duplicates. I probably have duplicates because I have imported several times the same thing. How do I clean my duplicates? This is here, organize, find duplicates. Well, it has already found one. What I'm going to do is this one is selected. I'm going to take advantage, delete this one. I have done it twice. Okay, that's done. And probably if I do it in all my references, I have more duplicates. Collect, organize, find duplicates. I think I have more. No? Okay, I'm lucky. Manage my attachments. This is where I am going. I can also do some cleaning about some attachments. You see here that I have also duplicated several times that I have attached the same document because I'm doing very often the same exercise. This is where I can clean also and see the space that is available to me, the space that I'm using and the space that is still available. Let me go back. If I have a very big library and I don't remember where is one of my references, I can search here. I have a search box. It's searching every field. I can search the whole library, or I can search a group also. The thing is that the search is completely different in this case. And in my presentation, escape here and go. I am leaving here the rules for the search. This is very different from the Web of Science. And I'm looking at the time, so I'm not going to describe this. I'm going to leave it in my presentation because I have to go to the last section before I end the webinar. And that's an important one. Also, inserting references into a document, because after I have created my library, I want to take advantage. And when I'm writing a new paper, when I'm writing a report, being able to manage those references quickly. For that, the first thing that I have to do is to install the app that is called Cite While You Write. I am going to Downloads and I have Cite While You Write. It's going to be different if I am with Windows or a Macintosh. And once you are in the Downloads page, download also the other one. It's not in the Downloads, by the way, it's in Format. In Format, there is another one, Cite While You Write plugin. That one will also facilitate how the EndNote Click and EndNote Online integrate. So download them all and it will work perfectly. So they are in two different pages, the downloads and the format. From the moment you have them installed, let me open a Word document. We're going to see it here. This is the Word document that I'm going to use for this exercise. You're going to see in your Word document that section EndNote 20, and you will have to, in your preferences, inform of what is your account, what is my email, what are my credentials. So when I am in my document, it's able to synchronize with my library and search my references in my library. So I have to do it once at the beginning and then that's okay. Now everything is configured, I can start working. And by the way, in this document, I already have two references. You see here, I have chosen a very simple format. It's there. It's also at the bottom. Everything that is in gray, I don't touch it. Don't write where it is gray because it's not text. It's a link. It's a link coming from here. If I touch it, it's going to be wrong. I'm going to corrupt the whole thing. How did I insert those references? Let me insert more so you see how it works. I am putting my mouse where I want to insert more references, and I'm going to insert citation. Okay. I can do searches. Usually it's author and year, but because I don't remember, let me do a search per Growth Orman, and I'm going to see all my references with Growth Orman that I have in my library. Let me put recent documents. Okay, I have chosen two and I put insert. Here we go. Here we go. We have two more references and they are renumbered 1, 2, 3, 4, and they are all at the bottom. This is how I insert references. I don't write. I am working with what I have here at the top. And when I want to delete a reference, I don't do delete here. I am not doing this. It's not text. It's a link. I am going to edit and manage citations. I have my 4 citations here, and I'm saying remove citation and remove citation. Okay. And I'm going back to the beginning where I had only 2 references. So this is as simple as that. The tool is organizing your references at the bottom and renumbering them, or you might like to have another style. I have chosen the Vancouver style because it's simple here, 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. but I could choose another style. For example, British Journal of Pharmacology. We see I have now another style. For this journal, I have to put the authors and the year in the text, and this is how I have to write the reference at the bottom. And below this button, you have access to more than 4,000 styles. Okay, so it's as simple to change the style. Let me cancel this. I can also decide here how I want my references to appear at the bottom. To change that, I will go to bibliography, layout, references. Let me put a different title, bibliographic references. Okay, and I leave the Calibri 11, etc. And it's as simple as that to manage your references in a document. We are arriving at the end of this training. I am leaving also a slide with useful pages for more training and notes for frequently asked questions. You have here this web page, and also in this web page you have access to the support team if you have a question or an issue. You have also here a specific email for EndNote, endnote.support@clarivate.com. If you have any problem, that's below this email. You have a team of people dedicated to EndNote. Okay, so we've done the third session. It's time now for questions. You have the chat open, and I'm going there to see what are the questions that you might have at the end of this training.